again, it's the idea that we as citizens vote on bills and things with the intent of informing our representatives on how to vote. So we're keeping the constitutional structure. We're not doing term limits, but in effect, it can be a term limit. If that representative or senator votes against the will of the people, then he or she would be voted out and shamed. Shame. Does shame even work on politicians, though?
No, they are absolutely shameless. Didn't you see what happened in San Francisco this past week? Nancy, Pe-
Um,
Na-
oh,
Nancy Pelosi
go
with
ahead.
all of her Nancy Pelosi with all of the dignitaries and special people, and they were all having a nice dinner on some immaculate estate, some this royal thing, and I don't know if they were in San Francisco, but they were. I mean, that's her district. I assume they were there. But all of the people serving food, all of the servants were all masked up. So good enough for thee,
Nobody else
but
was.
not for me. So it's another
Well, they
lesson
paid
in.
in all fairness, they did pay $10,000. So money actually keeps away the COVID. Money and
Oh,
power. Once you
okay.
have that, you don't have to worry about the COVID anymore. You can tell other people what to do and force your will upon others, but once you have that set up, and especially if you're a Democrat, then you can pretty much do whatever you want and get away with it. Now, hopefully, the governor of California will be recalled. There's a recall election coming up, and hopefully he'll be recalled. And you know, there's just so much going on there with basically them allowing crime to happen and not prosecuting crime. I think that's one of the big things, and then also kind of the COVID response. But
Yep.
I think a lot of it has to do with these the general kind of, well, we're not going to prosecute crime. Is that your take, or is it am I seeing it a little bit differently?
Yeah, I don't know what the end game is there, but they certainly seem to like the chaos. And they can hire all the private security that they want, and it's kind of amazing because really in the end, the very people they claim to be representing and fighting for, they end up screwing because those people don't have police forces to enforce. They're the ones who really benefit from a strong police force. But when we defund the police, hey, well, we're rich. We can still fund our security forces. We're protected. But the little guy, the one that always gets crapped on, is still getting crapped on. And so I don't know how long that can last.
They always think they're doing a favor to the poor people. I say poor people like I'm, you know,
Inner
oh, I'm going
city,
to make it
less, yeah,
the inner, yeah, it's
yeah,
just less fortunate people. I'm going to make it easier on you, and always this is kind of a rule in economics and things like that, is when you incentivize a particular behavior, uh, I mean, you're going to get that behavior. If you don't prosecute shoplifting, well, guess what? Now all of the Walgreens in a 10-mile radius are going to close, and guess who's disproportionately affected there? Well, now people have to go further away to get their prescriptions and their goods, and then people are losing their jobs, and then now they have to go on unemployment. Well, now the federal government is paying higher unemployment, so now they're getting more than what they were paid at work, and so now nobody's, I say nobody, but now a lot of people aren't going back to work because they're on unemployment, and now because everyone's on unemployment, the businesses can't function properly, and now because the businesses can't function properly, now I can't get my Cheetos in time. Now there's a run on chicken or whatever. Now we're having a hard time getting goods, and I don't say that the Cheetos thing to trivialize it, but there's so many things in that go into a functioning economy, and once you kind of pull a brick out here or there, it doesn't seem like very much, but it can really topple the whole thing and affect things for a long time across the whole world. It's not just little things. So it's you know pretty much all California's fault.
well done.